Welcome back to my channel, my math channel. Your coach, Mr. Magno, thanks you for tuning in again. Yeah, I know you have no choice, but thank you anyways. All right, let's look at Module 5, Lesson 4. Use multiplication to calculate volume. I think some of you guys already are familiar with this, but let's dissect this a little more. We have a solid shape right here, and I'm going to give you the 3D video of this thing. So this is a solid shape, and it has a number of cubic units. As you can see, it's a little difficult to keep together, but let's see. So if you notice this, if you count the groups going up and down, this is one column, and this is the second column, and this is a third column. So I'm going to separate the columns just to get you a better visual of what columns are. Those are the three columns. Now, how many columns is that? That is 3. Now, you wonder how many cubic units in each column. Then there you have it. When you do this, remember that you can use multiply, you can count them all, but it's better to know what is the the area. So the area for this one will be 2, 1, 2, and 1. So 2 times 1 equals 2. So you have the area. But we want to know how many are on each of these. So then you have 2 times 1 times the height, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be 2 times 1 equals 2 plus times 4 equals 8. So each of these has 8. Now, if you want to count it, you can count them as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these will be your, what you would call the columns. The columns, yes. So let's do a mathematical equation. That will be, if we are going to do this, and we're going to show the columns mathematically with an algorithm, we're going to say that we have 3 columns times, we notice that each column has 2 times 4, and that will be 8. And now this will be columns, this will be cubes. Let me label this as cubes. So the volume will be the answer, volume. So that will be 3 times 2 equals 6. 6 times 4 equals 24. So that will be 24 cubic centimeters. Okay? So that's because we use columns. Now, let's look at something different. Let's look at, I'm going to put the columns back together. And now we're going to look at layers. Okay, layers. Let's see how many layers we have. So I'm going to remove the first layer from the top. That's layer number 1. Then I'm going to grab another layer, that is layer number 2, layer number 3, and layer number 4. Now you can see the layers all broken apart. So now when we talk about layers, we're looking at the one-story house like I explained it to you in the past. Let me give you the 3D video of this thing. Look at that. It's incredible what you can do with these cameras nowadays. So we have layers now. And every layer, if you count, if you want to find the volume, it will be 3 times 2 times the height, which is 1. So that will be 3 times 2 equals 6 times 1 equals 6. So any number multiplied by 1 equals 6. Let me fix this over here. Okay, now we said we have how many layers? 4 layers. Alrighty then, so let me move this one as well. So we have 4 layers. Now let me zoom in so I'll give you the aerial view. And we're going to look at what do we do with the layers. Okay, so here are the layers, my friends. We're going to do another multiplication to show how to find the volume again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. 4 layers. Times, well, we need to know how many cubes in each layer. So these are the cubes. So this is, we can count them we can say 3 times 2 equals 6. Or we can just count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be 6. On this one, we can say 3 times 2, which will be, let me see, is that correct? 3 times 2. So 3 times 2, that will be 6, okay? And now 6 times 4 equals 24. The numbers should be the same because it's the same number of cubic units, the cubic centimeters. So this is how you represent these things. So now, what about, can we do it any other way? Well, I think we can. We're gonna place all the layers back together, and I'm going to show you that we can do this in a different way too. So now, let me place this right here so you can see it better. Let me get my hands out of the way. Okay, now, on the first time we did 2 columns. Now, let's pretend that now this is a shape that we're looking for the front. So now we moved it, and this is the rectangular prism that is the front. Let me show you the front to you. There is the front. So now we can, if this is the front, we can say that this, how many columns do we have on this one? Well, let's see, that's column 1 and column 2. Now, how many cubes in each column? Well, let's do the view, the left view of one of the columns. And if we do this, 3 times 4 equals 12. Let's see if it's true. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we know that that column has 12 cubic units. Now we're going to do this with the algorithm. Okay, so let me show you. Let me place this in these columns in place that is not going to bother us. So now we said those are columns. How many columns is that? 2 columns. And we said that each of these columns has 3 times 4 equals 12. So we have 3 times 4. And when you, that's 12. So 12 times 2 equals 24. 24 cubic centimeters. Okay? Okay, let's do this. Now, can we do this in a different way to find the volume for this? So we already have columns and columns, and now we have layers. I believe that's pretty much it. Okay, make sure you watch this video again, just to see how satisfying is to see how this volume activity is so amazingly easily amazing. Let me say that correctly. How simple it is to solve and to understand. Your coach, Mr. Magno, is signing out.